Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suba. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Yana Vanaka and good morning, Fiji. In this bulletin, Prime Minister calls for global solidarity. Employers Federation strengthens efforts to assist businesses. And villagers hail seawall construction.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Jackie Smith.
The Prime Minister says despite the catastrophic blow to the government revenues due to the pandemic, they are committed to rebuilding from Cyclone Harold and building resilience to future storms and the rising seas. During his address to the general debate of the 75th session of the General Assembly of the United Nations, Prime Minister Banimarama called for a greater global solidarity to face both the COVID-19 pandemic and climate crisis to recover sustainably. Banimarama says Fiji has been able to contain the virus but was not spared by the economic devastation. He adds they are building back stronger in areas where climate impacts have left trails of devastation.
There is so much more we can do, that we must do, to break the costly cycle of rebuilding from climate-driven devastation and maintain the pace of our march towards a modern economy.
Social Democratic Liberal Party General Secretary Emilien Duituturanga has confirmed that they will outsource independent panel members to facilitate the recruitment process of the party's top positions. Duituturanga also confirmed that 7 applications were received for the party's deputy leader position, whereas 5 applied for the party leader position. Duituturanga says the successful candidates will be made known during the party's annual general meeting.
The working committee and our team have been looking at the process again, and there's a couple of variations. Today, the management board agreed to outsource the management of the interviews, but at the end of the day, the management board will decide. So it's embracing independent expertise and Vanua assessment.
One of Fiji Labour Party's pioneer members, now supporting the National Federation Party, claims the latter are victims of a witch hunt by the Registrar of Political Parties. The Registrar has identified significant errors in the audited report and annual financial statement of the National Federation Party. While possible suspension is on the cards for the National Federation Party, veteran politician Krishna Dutt believes the accounts can be rectified. Party President Pirti Kunduandua says they are looking into the issue. NFP has been given 21 days to rectify these discrepancies.
The problems are with accounting, and these are people who keep accounts, and that can be remedied. If there are errors in that, it will be remedied. I think the NFP has been working in compliance with every request that the elections office has made.
We will work with the registrar and his team and our new auditors, Naivelli and Company, to answer his questions. And if our accounts have to be corrected, we will correct them.
Drakeniwai villagers in Dakanrove have praised the government's timely effort to reconstruct the village seawall. This will mitigate the impacts of coastal flooding as the community is at most risk during high tides. Josina Nunga reports the reconstruction started 2 weeks ago.
Turanganikoro Banimarama says villagers are unable to build new houses in other areas due to the sea level rise and coastal flooding.
Climate change has greatly impacted our village. The village is prone to coastal flooding during high tides, especially when a strong wind is felt along the east coast of Vanuatu.
Robert says the decision to reconstruct the seawall was finalized when the Prime Minister visited the village in recent months.
The village initially had a seawall constructed in 1980, but had been damaged due to recurring storm surge. The villagers have been showing their full support to contractors and workers assigned by the government to carry out the reconstruction work.
74-year-old village elder Mosesen Duriara says this development will greatly assist the villagers.
The new seawall will not only protect us from the impact of climate change and sea level rise. It will improve accessibility on sea transport and boost agricultural productivity for farmers in the village.
The project is expected to be completed in 3 months, and plans are also in the pipeline to plant mangroves in the area. Sosaye Nanunga, FBC News.
The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation is stepping out of its operation boundaries to ensure micro, medium and small receives full support in these trying times. Executive Officer Victoria Yee says they've beefed up their awareness and information sessions over the past few weeks to their registered members, as well as non-registered businesses. She adds they have been visiting businesses in the informal sector in rural areas to ensure those micro and small businesses are on par with the current business or market conditions.
To ensure that they receive the much needed information for them to be able to grow and expand their businesses regardless of where their locations are. And in this case, it's the women who provided the literacy training, the financial literacy training. We also provided training in terms of value adding to their current crops. Most of them were doing organic planting, and in terms of just market accessibility, how to create markets for them.
Adjusting to the new normal, a group called the United by the Almighty Greens have decided to supply vegetables to customers' doorsteps. Leading the 5-man team, Medeni Karivakimbao says the demands continue to increase daily as Fijians living overseas also order for vegetables to be delivered to their families in Fiji. Sanyani Boiler reports.
The project called the Uber Greens receives order via phone and through social media and provides to various homes and communities.
We have more than 10 orders every week from Fijians living overseas. Some of them are our regular customers, they pay us. We deliver the vegetables to their families here in Fiji.
The Uber Grain sells vegetables and root crops and deals directly with farmers to acquire their goods.
I always go to the market to wait for our farmers to supply us with the vegetables. We buy bulk from them and we sell most of the things for $2 a bundle.
Folendwa Wuli, seeing the smiles on Fijians' faces while doing home deliveries is the reason why he loves being part of the project.
I always help out in delivering these vegetables to various houses that puts their orders. It's a good feeling to deliver it to their doorsteps.
The Uber Grains received sponsors from Australia in an effort to help Fijians in these trying times. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Up ahead, Suva work on discipline. And veteran bowlers impress with young competitors.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Discipline is an area the Ramsami Suva rugby team will be looking to iron out in the next week's Skipper Cup clash against Tailevu. Following the 22-3 win over Nandi on Friday against Nandi, the capital side copped 2 yellow cards in a match filled with a number of penalties as well. Happy with the win, Suva manager Nemani Tuifangalele says it is back to the drawing board for the Suva side.
I think we're going back on the whiteboard to try and rectify those little problems, a little bit of discipline problem, but I'm happy with the scoreboard.
Being awarded the best player of the tournament in the Fiji Beta Mara Sevens has been a milestone achievement for Police White's Joseva Taladolo. The 23-year-old was part of the Police White team that was defeated by Tambandamu 22-19. Despite not being able to get a victory, Taladolo says the team is content with the outcome of the game.
Though we were not able to win the Mara 7 tournament, I'm happy with how far the team has come, and I know we are all winners. We had our own plans, but God has his own plans.
Local bowlers took to the greens yesterday to compete in Fiji's esteemed Pineapple Cup tournament in Suva. Bowling sensations Rajanesh Prasad, Cheryl Ma, Lithia Tikoisuva and Semesa Naiservati were vying for top honours in the tournament. Ma says she's impressed with the level of competition shown at the 2-day tournament.
Having a look at today's tournament, the level of competition has actually grown. You can't underestimate any bowler, whether they're new or an old hand. People have now got the grasp of playing both, and so you just go out there and play your best.
And a quick look at the weather map for today. It is Monday, brand new week, the 28th of September. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving to the north of Fiji. Associated cloud and showers is expected to drift south and affect the northern parts of the group from Tuesday. Meanwhile, another trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain is expected to approach the group from the west and affect the group from later on tomorrow. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. FBCnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Nada go merere te lawa, go ngai tavua, ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.